Welcome to Iconic Leadership, the podcast for female entrepreneurs who know they're here to lead, not just build a business. This show is for women stepping into the Alpha Queen era, where leadership becomes identity, power is embodied, and success is created from the inside out. Here, we explore sovereign leadership, expansion, vision, purpose, business, and the inner work that is required to build an empire that fits the woman you are becoming. Strategy matters, but who you are matters more. I'm Karissa Atkins, and this is Iconic Leadership. Welcome to the new standard of the Alpha Queen power. Hey, ladies, welcome back. Welcome back to Iconic Leadership. I am Karissa Atkins, your leadership coach, identity engineer, and founder of the Rise app, and a woman who honestly is just so deeply passionate about helping ambitious women stop surviving and start truly living their best life. And today's episode is probably one of the most important conversations in this entire Stressless series, because we are talking about healing. Not the performative kind, not the positive eyes only kind, and definitely not the pretending everything is fine while your nervous system is fucking breaking down underneath the surface. I'm talking about the real healing, the kind of healing that has the ability to change your entire life, your identity, your relationships, your nervous system. Has the ability to change your standards, your emotional patterns, and your confidence. Because here's what I've learned over the years. Most women are not exhausted because they're weak. They're exhausted because they've spent years abandoning themselves in order to survive. And eventually, the body can't carry that weight anymore. The nervous system can't carry it anymore. The soul can't carry it anymore. And what I see happen is women start to finally wake up, right? They begin realizing, I can't keep living like this. And honestly, that realization is incredibly powerful. Right? So maybe you're at a place where you have started to realize, I can't keep living like this. This ongoing hustle mentality is killing me, and I can't keep living like this. Ladies, if that's you where you're at right now, if that hustle and this grind is starting to take its toll on your life, on your health, on your bank account, on everything, then this is where liberation begins, because healing begins the moment a woman decides she is no longer wanting to build her best life from a place of pain and pressure and performance and just survival mode mentality. So today we're going to dive into a lot of things, to include nervous system healing and really what that is. We're going to talk a little bit about subconscious reprogramming, or what I like to call rewiring. We're going to talk about identity transformation and some tools and strategies to really help you hit that reset on your nervous system so that you can finally set those boundaries, feel emotionally safe, and learn how to become the woman you were always meant to be. Because ladies, healing is not about becoming someone new. Healing is about returning to yourself. So grab your pen and paper if you're someone like me who loves to take notes, and let's dive in. So after my divorce, after leaving my 8-year beautiful corporate job, after my body started breaking down, after the autoimmune diagnosis, after the emotional exhaustion, I hit a point where I realized I could not continue living the same way. And honestly, that realization was terrifying, because when your identity has been built around overworking, overgiving, pushing through, surviving, proving yourself to everyone, or carrying the weight of everybody else, right? It's exhausting. Slowing down can feel deeply uncomfortable if you're a woman like me. I mean, I remember sitting in silence one day and realizing I did not know how to feel safe doing nothing. Right? I mean, my nervous system was so conditioned to stress that rest almost created more anxiety. And I know so many women understand this. So you finally sit down to relax, and suddenly your brain starts racing, right? What should I be doing? What am I forgetting? Who needs me? What's next? Because survival mode teaches women that their value comes from productivity. And one of the hardest things I had to learn in the last decade was this particular lesson, right? I did not need to earn my rest. I did not need to prove my worth. And I did not need to destroy myself and my entire life to become successful. Ladies, that realization changed everything for me because for years I kept asking, how do I achieve more? How do I do more, be more, get more? But the better question became, why does my body never feel safe enough to slow down? That question changed my healing journey forever because I realized this wasn't just about stress. It was about identity. It was about nervous system conditioning. It was about subconscious patterns. It was about emotional safety. And of course, healing required me to rebuild myself from the inside out. One of the most important things women need to understand is this. Your nervous system can heal. Your brain can reprogram itself. Your patterns can change. You are not stuck being the same version of yourself forever. And this matters because so many women unconsciously identify with survival patterns. They say things like, I'm just anxious. I'm just stressed. I'm just always on and always busy. Ah, I'm just an overthinker, or I'm just hyper independent. No, those are adaptations, not your identity. And one of the most empowering parts of healing is realizing that you can consciously create a new way of being. This is where identity work becomes powerful because surface level mindset work isn't enough, ladies. You cannot simply positive think your way out of a nervous system dysregulation. Healing requires embodiment. It requires repetition. It requires safety. It requires consistency. And honestly, this is why so many women struggle with lasting transformation because they're trying to change behaviors at the surface level without addressing the nervous system underneath the behaviors. For example, a woman may say she wants peace. Almost every woman that I work with, like it eventually all comes out. It's like, I just want more peace and happiness in my life. But if her nervous system associates peace with unfamiliarity, she will subconsciously recreate chaos in her life. So a woman may say she wants a healthy love life, but if her nervous system was conditioned around emotional inconsistency, she may unconsciously choose emotionally unavailable partners. A woman may say she wants massive amounts of success, but if success feels unsafe in her body, she may self-sabotage opportunities that come her way, right? And this is why healing is deeper than just habits and behaviors and surface level stuff. Healing is nervous system work. It's identity work. It's subconscious rewiring. It's emotional safety. And that is the real work. So here's the most beautiful part. When women begin healing, everything changes. Not necessarily overnight, but gradually. The way you speak changes. The way you lead yourself and others changes. The way you communicate changes. The way you love changes. The way you set boundaries change. The way, you handle stress changes. The way you see yourself changes. And honestly, one of the biggest shifts I ever experienced was this, right? I stopped abandoning myself to make other people feel comfortable. That is healing. Healing raises the standards. Healing, your body changes your tolerance levels and what you tolerate and what you don't. Healing changes what you allow. And one of my favorite truths is this, right? The healed version of you will no longer tolerate that life that once hurt you. That's powerful, ladies, because so many women are trying to heal while still overcommitting, people pleasing, abandoning their boundaries, suppressing the emotions, staying in toxic relationships, and glorifying hustle culture. And eventually, women realize healing is going to require different choices, different decisions. Healing requires protecting your peace. Healing requires becoming emotionally available to yourself. And honestly, that's one of the areas where true leadership begins. Because true iconic leadership is not about perfection, ladies. It is about self-awareness. It's about emotional intelligence, regulation, authenticity, alignment, and becoming the woman who no longer leads her life from a place of fear and scarcity. Now, I want to share a few things that have generally helped me and hundreds of other women begin regulating their nervous systems. And it's just remember, right? These are not necessarily magical fixes, but because healing happens through consistent support, some of the tools that changed my life are meditation. Right. And I know when some women hear the word meditation, they immediately think, oh, I can't even sit still. Exactly, right? That's usually a sign your nervous system needs meditation the most. Okay, so meditation has been huge when it comes to my life. Getting my mind and my body in the right state of being has everything to do with the amount of success that I have. Okay, so if you have a hard time sitting down, sitting in silence, sitting in stillness, or just sitting with yourself, try meditating. Start with 1 minute a day, 3 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. You don't have to, start with the perfect plan or the perfect amount of time. Another tool that I absolutely love is breath work, right? Because your breath directly impacts your nervous system. Guys, it's as simple as like breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 4, right? And if you do that 3 or 4 times, you can start to settle your nervous system from high stress to relax again. So breath work is free. Meditation can be free. Another tool that I do every single day is EFT tapping. Some of you have heard me talk about it, but EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. Right? So it's a tapping where we're tapping on certain meridian parts of our bodies, right? And we are unblocking certain energies or energetics that kind of get stuck. But what I love about EFT tapping is it's quick. It's quick and it's easy and it's free. This was huge for emotional regulation. My EFT tapping. Guys, these are modalities and these are tools that I do every single day to allow my system to regulate itself. Okay. Another one, I literally just did this yesterday on my couples, me and my husband, we do a once a month spa day together where it's like 8 to 9 hours of just spa time. And I'm not just talking like a massage and a facial. I'm talking about leave your phone in the locker room, take your watch off, unplug. I mean, I take books with me because I love just reading and learning and growing and expanding my brain that way and getting really creative that way. But sound healing is something that I did yesterday. I actually have my own sound bowls, so I love doing that myself, but it was really amazing to go to this particular spa experience where there was sound healing. Like I didn't have to lead my own sound bath. So I love sound healing. Another tool could be journaling. Okay. Somatic healing. Movement alone. Oh my God, movement. You guys all know that I start my day at 4 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays, right? But I start my day with body movement. Movement can heal a dysregulated nervous system. Another one that's again, guys, if are you noticing some of these are like free and easy to do, like no excuses required, right? Like you don't need like the I don't have enough time or I don't have money or I don't have resources. You don't need anything to help yourself. Okay. So besides movement, another one of the things that I love to do is nature walks or just being one with nature, right? Another thing is reducing overstimulation. Setting boundaries is a tool. Getting enough sleep is a tool. Intentional environments or subconscious rewiring. Guys, these are all tools that I want to just quickly remind you of. Meditation, breath work, EFT tapping, sound bathing, journaling, somatic healing, breath work, right? Movement, nature time, setting boundaries, getting great sleep, and of course, subconscious wiring. Honestly, one of my biggest things that changed my life was simply learning how to slow down long enough to hear myself again. Because so many women are so overstimulated, they become disconnected from their own intuition. They don't even remember who they are and what's important to them. So many women struggle with that. They're so disconnected. They can hang out with their girlfriends one night and then literally feel so completely lonely and disconnected and isolated the next day because they're so overly stimulated. And healing reconnects women back to themselves. Now, I also want women to understand that healing is not necessarily linear. Okay. There will be moments where old patterns like to show up. There will be moments where your nervous system wants to return to what is familiar. That's normal. Healing is not perfection. Healing really starts with creating a conscious awareness, right? It's the consistency that is more important. Showing up every day, slowing the F down, showing yourself compassion and grace and self-love, and honestly, choosing differently over time, right? So, ladies, I just gave you a ton of tools to help you start to regulate your nervous system. So if you're consciously stressed or constantly stressed out, overwhelmed, if you're ready to burn your business to the ground, if you're thinking, I can't take another day like this, if that's you, or if you know someone who says those things, please share this episode with them. Or if you are that woman, and so many women are really struggling with this, I want you to just pick one of those tools, those modalities to help you. Just pick one or two and then do it consistently for 30, 60, or even 90 days and see how you feel. Like, what if you showed up for yourself with just one of these modalities every single day for 90 days? How would that feel to know that when you said you were going to do something, you actually kept that promise? I bet you'll start to feel more confident. You'll be able to start trusting yourself again because what you say matters. Okay. So if today's episode resonated with you, I want you to really ask yourself, what version of me have I have been surviving as? And who could I become if my nervous system finally felt safe? Because that question changes everything. You do not need to become less ambitious. You simply need to stop abandoning yourself in the process of achieving. And honestly, that is the work I am so passionate about, helping women heal and regulate and rewire and reconnect to themselves and build lives that actually feel safe and peaceful and aligned and fulfilling. And that is exactly one of the reasons why I created the Rise app, because women need more. They need more than motivation. They need support. They need the tools. They need the healing. They need the nervous system regulation, identity reprogramming, and daily practices that help women become the woman they were always meant to be. So you can download the Rise app. It's only $11.11 per month. It'll be the easiest app that you ever have to download. Just go ahead and go down to the summary below, click on the link, access your free 7 days. And if you don't love it, then cancel it. But then you've lost nothing. Okay. And just remember, you guys, that these conversations are truly meant to help women stop surviving and finally start healing. So remember, your body is not broken. Your nervous system adapted to survival. But now you get to teach yourself safety again. You get to heal. You get to rise. All right, ladies, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Iconic Leadership. If today's conversation activated something within you, make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with women who are ready to rise up too. Leaving a review helps this movement reach more women stepping into their power. This is Iconic Leadership.